Statins. Now, statins are not without side effects, but you can minimize them with a little bit of groundwork. So here's what I did after a few unpleasant heart-related ER incidents, and if you want to avoid those or just on the fence about statins, here's M3 method to follow. It is based on the pinned post in Heart Health, no special magic, just a shift from everyone is average blanket approach. The first M is measure. I have evaluated my risks, and I do have a lot of risks because my mom and dad and grandparents had all kind of vascular issues in the heart and in the head. And I do have a couple of nasty but common mutations like ApoE and MTHFR, which tilt the deck not in my favor. So first, I checked my ApoB levels. It's the name of the test as well, and I'll have all the names and links in the description so you can follow. But ApoB basically is a piece of protein which carries cholesterol around like a truck. And cholesterol by itself is a good thing, but only when it's in the right places. And the specific protein can get it off the road, where it gets stuck in the artery walls, go rancid, and creates real damage here and here. Number two, I also checked Lp(a), because everyone should. It's a particle which is extra sticky. So when it goes around, it vacuums and brings for the ride all kind of garbage from your system. But then it gets stuck somewhere in a bad place, which instantly creates a dump. Fortunately, I don't have that problem, but my ApoB was elevated. And my blood pressure, as far as I remember myself, was always on the high side. So as the next step, I did the calcium score test, CAC. It measures calcified damage, which is like a scar. And in my case, it was 0 originally. It's going to change. But that calcium score, if we continue with that scar analogy, doesn't tell you if you are bleeding, only that there was a damage in the past. So it has to be considered with everything else. And that's why I also checked for heart inflammation marker called LPPLA2. It's part of a Quest Heart IQ panel. Also link in the description. And it also was in the red like my ApoB, which wasn't very good news. It strongly suggested that I should do something. Because heart disease develops over decades, multiple decades, so you want to be preventative and worry about it early, not when you have 75% blockage or worse. So, in a way, when it's worse, it's too late to worry. Is it? Is it why they call someone late? English is my fourth language, so maybe you can explain. Anyway, the second M is matching the biology, your biology. Knowing that I had elevated ApoB told me that there was a problem, but not which tool would be the right solution. So first, I did the cholesterol balance test, also known as a cholesterol score. It's very interesting because it tells you if you overproduce cholesterol in your liver here, or overabsorb in your gut. When you know that, you can pick the correct medication and even potentially see if you're overdoing it. Side effects from statins, they are dose dependent. But statins, as many other things, follow like a Pareto principle. You get 80% of the useful effect from 20% of the dose. And then you get more and more problems for less and less extra benefit. So you want to be on the minimal effective dose of the correct medication to reach your target. And I kind of knew what was going with myself even before doing this balance test, because from my previous experiments with coffee, I've known that unfiltered coffee shoots my cholesterol through the roof, and I've seen that eggs also raise my cholesterol, which is another never-ending debate. Some doctors say that eggs do not raise cholesterol because you only absorb very little. But that's on average, which is a funny story, because when you have thousands of genes, on average, you won't be average in some of them. So on average, you are not average. And cholesterol balance test showed exactly that I'm overabsorber. I'm not average in that one Newman peak mutation which just opens the gate wide open in the gut, and all the cholesterol, which usually takes fecal express, says, you know what, screw that, I'll stay here in your left ventricle. That looks particularly good. So for me, the weapon of choice to deal with that was a medication called Ezetimibe, this guy, which puts the guard at the door and blocks the reabsorption. But when you block that reabsorption, your liver, which is used to seeing a lot of cholesterol around, tries to compensate when levels suddenly drop. Hold on a second. Oh, let me open the door. It's getting hot in here. So ideally, you want a small brake, put brake like in a car, on the liver as well. In my case, it's 2.5 milligrams of Crestor Rosuvastatin by default. And then I'm also now experimenting with red yeast rice, which is kind of the same as Lovastatin. And Thorny is a decent brand for that, because others usually don't have that active ingredient, monolectin K. But what if you are overproducer? The same logic applies as well, just in reverse. If your liver overproduces cholesterol and statin is a primary tool, a little bit of anti-reabsorber like Ezetimibe usually works great to keep things in balance. And the same cholesterol test, balance test, is a useful safety net to check for the amount of brain cholesterol precursor, desmosterol, which correlates between blood and brain. So if it runs too low in the blood, it's a reason to consider other tools like bempedoic acid or PCSK9 inhibitors, which do not cross blood-brain barrier. And the third M, is monitor, because picking medication is still an experiment until you check what it actually did to you. In my case, ApoB became normal. The inflammation from heart IQ went down into the green. But what's interesting, my calcium score went up from 0 to 6. So hopefully it only means that whatever active hot spot I had got sealed. And that's why I see that scarring, and hopefully it will stay this way. But don't just rely on my experience. Also talk to your doctor to get more than one opinion and do your own extra research, because there are no average people. So you have to ask questions and dig deeper. Here's a video with Dr. Kogan where we did exactly that. And that's another M3 for you. The critical tests we are doing to prevent all other diseases before they hit you in the face. And that's the idea behind medicine 3.0. Living is smart, aging is bad, and I'll see you there. Cheers. Stop.